I'm Alan Spears with Occupy Democrats, and we need to have a little chat about the Colorado Democrat and congressional candidate John Pandora. Now, many of you out there might be questioning who the heck John Pandora even is. You've never heard that name, and that's fair. Now, many of you out there might be asking who exactly this Padora fellow is, and that is entirely fair. But by the end of this video and in the clip I'm going to be showing you momentarily, you're going to become very familiar with just who Padora is and the zingers he's capable of launching, as he is currently challenging Colorado's 4th and MAGA nutcase Lauren Boebert for her congressional seat. Now, as a bit of a reminder, and to catch up those that have missed out, Boebert has been in a ton of hot water lately. In addition to just generally being crazy and a MAGA nutcase, she's seen scandal after scandal, as there have been allegations recently of her being an escort prior to her tenure in Congress. Additionally, having a criminal and sketchy past, she has also had a bit of an inappropriate behavior parade, it would seem, as she has continuously acted and spoken inappropriately in public and around her constituency. Recently at the Beetlejuice Theater, Boebert was acting incredibly inappropriately and disruptive to those who had all come to watch a show and just, kind of generally enjoy their time out. But Boebert, seemingly taking it as her opportunity to act solely in her own interest, was disruptive to the show, was yelling and shouting, was vaping inside where it was not allowed, but worst of all was being sexually inappropriate with her partner. She was touching and groping her partner inappropriately, and when they caught her, because naturally theaters like that have cameras they can see, the staff came and asked her to leave, and embodying the immaturity that so many of these MAGA politicians do, she yelled and complained, saying, "Do you know who I am?" and walked out, flipping off the staff and just making a generally big stink about it. But that really shouldn't be surprising, as this sort of behavior is the exact sort of tantruming, childlike behavior that nearly all of these MAGA politicians constantly display. But it would seem that the tides are turning, and the good people of Colorado, especially in the 4th District, are getting tired of Boebert's antics. Now that brings us nicely along into what I want to talk about and show you in today's clip, as the challenger in Colorado's 4th, none other than John Pandora, is going up against Lauren Boebert. And boy, did Padora absolutely bring out the big guns in his latest campaign ad, as he absolutely decimates Boebert. Not only did Padora film his latest political ad in the Beetlejuice Theater, but in the very same seat that Boebert sat in when she was so disruptive and sexually inappropriate in public. Go ahead and see for yourself the absolutely scathing and brutal campaign ad that Padora filmed in the very seat, in the very spot of Boebert's ultimate hypocrisy and shame.
John Pandora. I'm sitting in the very same seat that Lauren Boebert got kicked out of. The same way she got kicked out of Colorado's 3rd Congressional District. Now she's picked up her bags and fled to eastern Colorado to run in the 4th Congressional District. That's a race I've been running since May of 2023. Boebert's an opportunistic carpetbagger, and we deserve real leadership here in Colorado's 4th. Please, if you can, chip in $5, $10 today to make sure that we have the resources we need to win this race.
I'm not sure if this was Padora's own idea or if this was an idea floated by one of his staff members, but whoever it was, they need a raise. I absolutely love this. I love the fact that Padora jumped on this and capitalized on this moment in such a beautifully elegant way. Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate his use of carpetbagger as an insult? It's accurate, I'm not disparaging it, but it's just an older term that I haven't heard in quite some time, but it applies and I love it. A carpetbagger, in short, is someone who is running politically in an area where they are not originally from or affiliated with. Now, this was typically used in like the Civil War era time, but it still applies, and it greatly applies to Boebert right now. Padora is absolutely right, though. Boebert is just this MAGA nutcase that is trying to capitalize on an opportunity for her own gain. She is not originally from the 4th District, she's from the 3rd. And we've seen clearly, especially as Boebert has been making the rounds in the media, that she doesn't really care about what she's running on or the platform she's trying to represent. She's just in this for herself. She just wants the power and the prestige, allegedly, that comes with her job. It's why she was acting so incredibly inappropriate in the theater, trying to say, do you know who I am? She's trying to pull these power cards, trying to exert her authority, not because it's the right thing to do or it's because she's trying to be some upstanding member of Colorado, but because she's power hungry, because she's insane and a wannabe tyrant, just like Donald Trump and the MAGA movement she so desperately wants to be involved in. And look, let's just be very clear and honest. These MAGA candidates, like Boebert, who are running, are antithetical to the very nature and the very principles of this country. People like Boebert do not have this country's best interest at heart. They don't have any interest in serving anyone or anything other than themselves. We have seen evidence time and time again of these MAGA candidates, again, like Boebert and like so many others, who they cannot help themselves. They are so completely consumed in controversy. Everything they say or do is this scandal or this con or grift or is bigoted in some way. It's honestly surprising how incredibly inept these people are. You would think that even a broken clock would be right twice a day, but somehow these people manage to be wrong 24/7. And that is why it is so important and why we love to stress on here that you need to register to vote, and if you've already registered, make sure you show up come election day. And for those of you that are interested, and especially if you are in Colorado, go and check out John Padora's own campaign, his own website. See if he's a candidate that resonates with you. Does he represent your values? And if you do think that Padora is someone who supports your ideals or is representative of you, consider supporting him, because Lord knows that Padora, or literally anyone else at this point, would be better at representing Colorado than the sexual delinquent Lauren Boebert.